Good morning, everyone. Good. So a brief introduction. I'm Asante. I am the founder and managing director at Asante Partners. So they've given us the theme from chrysalis to butterfly. And I've developed my own sub-theme, turning crisis into opportunity, strategies for youth unemployment. Now, we know we're in a crisis. I mean, youth unemployment in Ghana, are you guys surprised? Like, we know we're in a crisis. It's no shock that youth unemployment is a national crisis. In fact, youth unemployment has scaled up. It's leveled up to a global crisis. So we know that we're in a crisis, okay? Let's dive into some scary statistics, some horrifying statistics. So according to the Ghana statistical, if I can get my words out today, services, the GSS, during the last quarter of 2022, they came out and reported that 1.74 million people ages 15 and above were unemployed. Now, you and I know that the data consensus in Ghana is not accurate enough to account for every single person in Ghana. So we know that those numbers are definitely higher than they are. But although we know that it's not necessarily accurate, these numbers are still very scary. I've got another scary data for you. It goes on to say that a further 1.8 million people ages 14 to 24 are not in employment, not in education, and not in training, meaning they're just there. Again, we know that those numbers are not accurate and that, in fact, they are much higher than what they have reported. With just these two datas, it's horrifying, it's scary. Those are scary numbers, right? Right? They also reported that 700,000 young people graduate from universities in Ghana every single year. So if the data that I've just presented to you was conducted in 2022, we're now in 2024, you know that those numbers are way higher, right? So who's to blame? Who are we blaming for these horrible numbers, these terrifying numbers? Who are we blaming? Well, can you show the meme for me, please? This is what everyone in Ghana is doing at the moment. We're playing the blame game. The government are saying, oh, it's the youth's fault, so it's you guys' fault because you're lazy. It's your fault because you're rude. Then the youth are saying to the educational institution, no, it's your fault. You don't teach us enough. We're with you for 16 years and we come out and we're not ready for the world of work. The educational institution is looking at the government saying, no, it's your fault. You don't pay us enough. You treat us like rubbish. We're going on strike. So everyone is blaming everybody. The Spider-Man meme. But what we're forgetting is that as everyone keeps blaming each other, there's one group of people on there who will continue to suffer. Do you want to guess? Sorry? One more time. The youth. Because regardless of who's blaming who, the government are fine, the educational institution is going to keep going, but the youth, you then become part of the statistics of the 1.74 million or the 1.8 million when you finish school. What's one of the things that our parents tell us when we're young? Go to school, study hard, get a great education, the highest education you can get. And for some of you guys, very soon you will have that. You will become graduates. But then what do they say? When you get a good job, you're supposed to, no, when you get a good education, you're supposed to get a good, so what's the point of going to school, getting all of that education, staying in education for more than 16 years, and coming out without a job? Right, so let's address the issues. What are we saying? We're saying lack of resources, fine. We're saying is the poor educational curriculum, fine. We're saying is the lack of exposure to the employment industry, okay. What else are we saying? What else am I missing? What's the other excuse? Oh, that at the educational institution, after 16 years, they don't prepare you for the world of work. If we're here to discuss the issues, we'll be here forever. We will be here forever. So why don't we turn this crisis into an opportunity? In fact, I'm here today. You heard the wonderful introduction they gave me, a young black Ghanaian successful woman. I'm a product of turning crisis into an opportunity. Is why I'm here today. I saw a crisis, the national crisis of youth unemployment. I created a project, and it's given me ample of opportunities. So I'm here today. Hopefully, by the end of my talk, my TED talk today, I'm hoping that I encourage someone here today to turn this crisis into an opportunity. Someone might ask, Eve, how can we turn this horrific crisis into an opportunity? Well, let's go back to our theme, from chrysalis to butterfly. When they gave us this theme, I mean, I'm a bit of a nerd. I love research, and I know I don't look like it, but I really do love a good research. I researched from chrysalis to butterfly. And one of the things that I found out that was so shocking, I mean, when we're talking about chrysalis to butterfly, we're talking about metamorphosis. We're talking about transformation. We're talking about change. And one thing that I learned is that no matter the season, it doesn't matter the season, when the time comes, that caterpillar has to form its chrysalis, wherever it can find it, and develop into a butterfly. And you know, during that time, the other species survived the winter because of that chrysalis. What does this mean, Eve? This means that when we start our journey of transformation, when we start our journey of metamorphosis, when we start our journey of change, we automatically attract others. We automatically help others. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I'm a firm believer, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a firm believer that our destinies are attached to each other. So the more you sit there and do nothing, the more whoever's destiny is attached to you, nothing's going to happen. So let's talk about providing a solution. I would like to think that Asante Partners, we've kind of created a solution. As much as we would love to work in a preventative manner, we're also very aware that there are 700,000 youths this year who will be graduating. We also know that there are 700,000 youths last year who have graduated. So it makes sense to start with them first. So what are we doing with them? Well, I've built an employability training program, an intense one, very intense. What do we do there? We develop your soft skills, we make you more personable. But we know that you guys are great at theory. We know that. That's the educational system in Ghana, chew and pour. So we know that you guys are great at theory. So what else have we done? We've developed a platform that assists with building your experience. So you come on our platform, and we build your practical skills. Because when you finish university and you go to apply for a job, the first thing that they are looking for is experience. So we give you that through our virtual work experience platform. So we've combined practical skills with theory together as one. Because we understand the importance of having practical skills. The only way to prepare you guys for the working world is to help you develop your practical skills. Theory is not enough. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the working world is not a joke. The working world is scary. According to psychology, according to research, it takes roughly around 166 days to develop a habit, meaning you have to be doing that thing every single day for 166 days for it to become part and parcel of you. In fact, psychology shows that by the age of 9, you have already developed your personality. You have already developed your habits. So that's where we go back to working in our preventative manner, which is then developed, we have already developed a progressive careers curriculum that we would love to introduce into the Ghanaian educational institution. So that's how we've provided a solution. Let's talk about our call for support. I'm urging government institutions to work in partnership with us. And I'm not just talking about us as in Asante Partners, I'm talking about us as in a collective us. I'm still a youth, I still look young, so I'm claiming us. I want them to work with us, for us to provide our strategies, our solutions. Only we know what will work for us. I'm also urging private entities in Ghana to give us a chance, especially the young people that we've already developed, the 160,000 that we've got access to. I'm urging private entities. And whilst I'm urging private entities, I am applauding private entities such as KGL Foundation, who makes our training programs free for a lot of graduates. But I'm asking private entities to please give young people a chance, the trained young people a chance. I still haven't given you guys the strategies of how we turn this crisis into an opportunity. How does this transformation, metamorphosis, how do we do this? It starts with you. I know we've got this mentality in Ghana since I've been here. Somebody's coming to save us. Do you guys remember the blame meme? If you're waiting for somebody to save you, I'm here to tell you they're not coming. It's not going to happen. It starts with you. Now, I know a lot of you guys here spend roughly about 3, 4, 5, 6 hours on social media because you have data. How many of you guys have data here? Let's be honest. Who's got data here? Now, I know that Ghana TikTok is very addictive. Oh, it's the funniest place to be. But instead of spending those times on someone else's dream, because TikTok was someone else's dream, what are you doing to build yours? What are you doing to make yourselves more employable? We're saying the government is not giving us enough resources. We're saying the educational system is rubbish. Okay, but you're now adults. You're now over 18. Which means you are now responsible for you. Which means when we're saying the youth are the future, the youth are the future, what future if you're not building it? I'm scared. For the next 4 years in Ghana, oh goodness me, I'm scared. And I'm scared because they keep saying the youth are the future, but you guys are not prepared for it. So what are you doing? What are we doing? Put me in that bracket as well. What are we doing to make sure that you guys are ready for the world of work? I've already given you a strategy. I've said, instead of spending so much time on social media, you have all the resources that you want at the tip of your fingers. Google is free. Developing yourself is free. We all know about independent research. So if you're able to do independent research for your degree, you're able to do independent research for your self-improvement. You're able to conduct an independent research on developing your skills. If you don't know where to start, it's fine. You can start at www.asantepartners.com. Come and find us. We will help train you. Not only train you, we will give you the practical skills. We won't stop there. We will help you find a job. So there should be no excuse. In the next year, I hope to be back in the next year. I hope to come back with better statistics than what I've just read out to you today. I'm looking for faces. I'm looking for smiling faces. Do you agree with me? If we keep blaming the government, if we keep blaming the educational institution, it would be a never-ending cycle. Never-ending cycle. What is it that you want to become? So one day you get up and you say, okay, I want to be a software engineer. Do you know the steps that you have to take to become a software engineer? Do you know what it's like to actually be a software engineer? Because it's easy to get up and say, oh, I want to be this thing. Oh, it's so easy. But do you have the skills? Do you have the perseverance? Because sometimes you can definitely be a software engineer, but do you know the challenges that it comes with being a software engineer? Do you have the perseverance to still want to become a software engineer when you face so many challenges in that industry? You might end up getting hired as a software engineer at your dream company, but you might not have the dream team. You might have a manager who's really horrible. What happens then? Do you quit becoming a software engineer because you're facing a few challenges? No. But how would you know these things if all we do is just absorb theory? We just absorb theory. So I'm encouraging you guys today, because I think my time is up. Invest in yourself. Invest in making yourself more employable. Like I said, if you don't know where to start, I've given you the website. Right, that's the end of my speech. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.